Hi, this is Heidi of Atlas Massage Service and Aurora Light Life Coaching.com, and I am here with you today to share the journey of what it takes to manifest a dream, to make your dreams come true. And I'm going to do so by sharing my journey of what it's taken for me to achieve a lifetime dream. One thing that you may or may not know about me is I love to write, and I have been writing since I've been a child, young enough to hold a pen or pencil. I was writing stories, fiction, nonfiction, poetry, anything that would inspire me, I would be writing because it was just something I really loved to do and really got a lot of joy out of doing. And now, this right here is a physical manifestation of that lifetime dream. This, finding happiness, finding wealth, is a physical version of a dream I had when I was a child, to get a book in print and get it sharing out there with the world. But the book did not start off in print. It just started off with a dream, an idea. It was the idea that I wanted to create something that was worth sharing with others. I didn't know what that would be at the time. I was way too young to understand that, but I knew that whatever I was going to put out there was going to matter, and it was going to be important. And that's what inspired me to write. Whatever it was I was going to write, it was part of how is this going to improve other people's lives, whether it was for fun, entertainment, or just because it was something that came from the heart and inspired me. And that's what this book really is. It's my story of what inspires me to stay happy and feel wealthy. And I figure if I can share that, finding happiness, finding wealth, might inspire others too. But, the journey didn't start off, again, like I said, as a book. It started off as an idea. And I had some people that inspired me along the way. I had a fourth grade teacher that really encouraged my imagination, encouraged me to write. And a fifth grade teacher that actually got the entire class involved in writing a story, from cover to illustrations to editing. The entire classroom got together to create a book for me. This was long before there was such a thing as self-publishing. And we were able to share that book in a young authors contest, which was a lot of fun. One of the things that did happen, though, is I had a few setbacks. I had people that would tell me that the information I shared wasn't interesting enough, or that I wasn't good enough to write, that I didn't have the right skills to it. Nobody would read what I created, and I was wasting my time. Unfortunately, I believed them for a very long time, and I didn't share anything that I wrote. I wrote tons of stuff because it still was in my heart to do so. So I have books and stories and all kinds of information, poetry. Still, there's piles of them out there that have never been shared with the world, because I believed that the things that I was creating wasn't interesting enough for anyone to learn. I discovered that that wasn't true, that was an illusion that someone else told me. Maybe to protect me, maybe because they were jealous of my desires. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is just because someone tells you that you can't do something doesn't mean that it's true. And I've learned this firsthand. After I became a massage therapist, I started writing blogs and articles on law of attraction and on health and wellness. And I actually had subscribers and was getting paid to do it. It wasn't necessarily a lot of money, but it did make me realize, first of all, my information does matter. There are people out there that want to read what I'm creating, and there are people willing to pay me to do it. That was my first glimpse that maybe, just maybe, some of the stuff that I was told when I was younger just wasn't true. As I began to write more, create more, learn more, I decided I was going to create my very first ebook. And that was inspired by some of the stories that I tell my child, my youngest daughter, every night when we go to sleep. I love to make up some short stories and fairy tales that help her sleep a little bit better and just expand our imagination. So the first book that I ever published online as an ebook through Kindle was called The Angel That Learned to Fly. It's a short story, fairy tale, kind of fun. And it was really designed as a tribute to my oldest daughter, who was graduating at the same time. Now, the funny thing about this is I started to write this book, I Googled my name just to see if there was anyone else out there named Heidi Garrett that I might be able to relate to. And I had discovered that there was an author named Heidi Garrett who also wrote fairy tales. And that kind of took me by surprise. I was like, oh my goodness. So here I was all this time holding back on sharing my stories and sharing my dreams. And someone else out there was already doing it. And that could have stopped me. And it almost did. Because I was thinking at that moment that if that person already did it, well, what left is there for me to share? I mean, now it almost seemed like I was duplicating. But, I decided that wasn't true. I decided not to believe that. I chose to pursue my writing anyway, because even though she's got some wonderful stories and put them out there, I knew I still had messages to share too. So one of the things I learned from creating the ebooks was I learned what it takes to write and publish and get a copyright. And that built up my courage just a little bit more to take it to the next level and see what it takes to publish a book and get it in print. And that's what the next step of this journey was. Finding happiness, finding wealth. I was sitting at a bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and I had some time to kill. And as I was doing so, I was having something of a mastermind with some of my favorite authors, Steinbeck, Faulkner, T.S. Eliot. There's a mural there, and I was sitting in that little corner with them, and the ideas just started pouring into my head. 4 hours later, the book was written. And that was pretty exciting. And I was like, oh my gosh, definitely there's something here to share. So I took it even further, started to create it as an ebook, went and got the copyright, and then delved even further to see what it would take to get it published. Now, I have looked at self-publishing in the past. I have observed other avenues and spent thousands of dollars through advertising and through a publishing company. And the other book that I was creating didn't come to life, at least not yet. And there could be many reasons behind that. One of them is probably that the story just wasn't ready to be created. When this one flew out of my mouth and onto the pages, I knew that this was definitely something that needed to get out there, especially in today's climate. I mean, I understand how much struggle there is, how much frustration, anger, fear, doubt, worry, stress there's going on in the world. And it's kind of scary, I get it. I get you watch the news and you're not really sure what's going to happen next, and it can almost make you feel like, what's the point? And that's one of the inspirations of me creating this, is saying, we don't have to put our focus on that. We're at a crossroads right now where we get to choose. And do we choose happiness, joy, success, abundance, love, wealth? Or do we choose fear, doubt, lack, struggle? It's an exciting time for us to be here, because we can make that decision. We can make it as a collective whole, or we can make it on our own. I mean, I know which direction I'm going to choose, and I invite you to come along with me to do that journey and achieve that kind of dream, because I believe that the whole world can be a better place when we're all out there sharing in that happiness, joy, and success. And definitely there's more than enough voices out there needed to share this message. The more the better. I believe that 100%. And, that's where this came from. I started to look at what it takes. I looked at the cover of the book, and I found the right cover for me. And I got to order the proofs and hold those in my hand and see the real proofs, edit it, check it again and again, and then finally ordered my first set of Finding Happiness, Finding Wealth in print. Real, alive, physical manifestation. Something you can actually hold in your hands and say, yep, it's done. I made it happen. And it's definitely available for everyone else too to experience, read. The information in the book is priceless. I designed it to be simple, short, easy, so that just about anybody can read the book, follow it from beginning to end, and start to achieve real results in their lives immediately towards happiness and wealth. And holding the book also gives you that real sense that, hey, someone started this thing off as an idea and they turned it into something real, and if they could do it, I could do it too. And that's why I'm here, to help support you in your journey, whatever it is. If you know what your purpose is, go for it full blast. If you need support in it, hey, reach out to me at AuroraLightLifeCoaching.com. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think and any ideas you'd like to share. I'm happy to listen. If you want, get a copy of the book. Read it for yourself and see if it inspires you. If it can inspire even one person to go after their dreams, to find joy, bliss, happiness in their life, then I have done my job. Because that's what this is really about. It's helping to inspire others to achieve joy in their lives as well. Again, Finding Happiness, Finding Wealth. It's on Amazon.com. It's also in Barnes & Noble. You can order it through them. Or you can get it on Kindle starting October 1st. Finding Happiness, Finding Wealth. Look forward to chatting with you again real soon. Again, let me know what you think. And I wish you all the joy, happiness, bliss, and feel good now.